Hello, everybody, and welcome to yet another episode of the Broken Dreams podcast. I am your host, as per usual, Kiri, and with me, as always, my co-host, Killy.
That's me.
Oh yeah, that's the good shit right there.
That's the good shit.
That's the good shit. Oh my god. Hold up. Sorry, I'm not gonna have a panic attack like I did last time, because that's literally what happened. Today, we'll be talking about impact on music as a whole, because both of us are nerds and we like music, and you should too. You should too.
If you don't like music, you're kind of weird.
Honestly, yeah. Like, if you don't listen to music for any point of reason, like, it's already surrounding you. I mean, what are you doing, like, not doing anything at all? Like, you're fucking weird as shit, bro. By the way, this is a vibe episode. Like, I'll try not to peak as much as I did last time. I was just way too overly excited. I'm not gonna lie to any of you.
By the way, for reference, the only point we had to bring down in the last episode was the intro, so that was already loud, so imagine it even louder.
I have a better mic this time, so you don't have to worry about me peaking too much.
You do. Now we have the same mic. It's amazing.
Nah, I think my mic is better, but mine is also worse.
You have the slightly upgraded version of my same mic.
Fair enough.
You got the 2021 model. I got the 2019 model.
Oh wow, it's a whole 2 years later and the Chinese company still makes the same type of mic.
Hey, it's a decent mic. Can't blame them.
They can't blame it either.
If I don't have to pay $100 for Blue Yeti, I'll be fine.
100 ducks? 100 ducks?
100 ducks?
Yeah, I would've...
Bro, I carry ducks around with me. That's my wallet. It's just ducks.
It's just ducks and they go quack quack. Wait, no, that's wrong. That's bad. That's so bad. I could do so much better than that. Hold up. Quack.
I mean, sure. Well, yeah. Anyway. This is, ducks can be said to be a kind of music, because, ducks make their quacks, their mating calls, Mating calls are music.
What?
I mean, bird song is mating calls, and it's called song, so therefore it's music.
No.
Wait. This means that at the start of Earth, the earliest type of music was animals screaming "come fuck me" to each other.
No! Just imagine birds and literally any animal just like standing around, and they're just like, hey, I'm ready to be fucked, please. I'm ready to be fucked, please. Come in my ass, please. I want your penis, please.
just some bird like in the opposite tree just be like, hey girl, I see you over here, let me sing you a little song. you want the tail? You want the tail feather? You want that cloaca?
Oh my god, can we get a fucking track? Oh my god.
See, to talk about music, we have to go back to the start. Like this is the start of all music right here.
The start of all music is just animals wanting to fuck each other. So yeah, I guess you're right.
And then human go, ooga booga, let me make fancier fuck noise. And here we are.
Fancier fuck noise.
Yeah. I mean,
like with rocks and stones, like they started making beats out of the clubs that they beat each other with.
I mean, yeah, you got the love songs, like it's fancier fuck noise.
Fancier fuck noise. Holy shit. Okay, fuck this. All
right. So we've covered our bases for chronological order and shit. So
with humble beginnings to any person's listening music career, everyone starts in some place, and for us, it was relatively in the same area since we did both go to the same school, obviously. So, if you want to go first, you can, because I don't want to tell my story yet. I'm just lazy. Yeah.
Well, my first, really, well, not my first, my first making of music.
You got it? Yeah, there you go. There you go.
We'll talk about our actual like first like music experiences later. But my first making of music is I joined middle school orchestra back in 6th grade. And I did that because I wanted an easy elective, and I looked at the big bass and I was like, wow, that's really tall. I want to play that. And so I did. And 8 years later, here we are. Actually, not 8 years later. Actually, a bit more than that. But
isn't it 9? Yeah, isn't it 9?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what started out as, ooh, big instrument, kind of look cool, honestly kind of turned into a vibe thing. Like, I'm not pretending I'm like an amazing musician or anything. I'm like average at best, but honestly, it was just something to do that was fun, pass the time, you know. It's like, and you kind of meet a lot of cool people. You get to do some cool things. You get to play with others. You can play like interesting pieces with like a full orchestra, you know. But
I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, from my point of view, from looking in on the orchestra that he went to, I just saw a bunch of whores most of the time. That's really mean, by the way. That's super mean, but it's kind of the truth, especially from the school that we came from.
Mate, you're just like, okay. So let me go over.
You're gonna put context into this. Oh
yeah,
God.
We're gonna go over the orchestra sections, and if anybody plays these instruments and takes offense to it, I don't give a shit. Fuck you. So. So first off, you know, you got them violins, and the violins, you know, everybody knows them, everybody hates them. They're just, it's the basic bitch instrument. It's the one that your parents make you play, or like, if you're like a standard person, like no offense, Indian or Asian kid that wants to get into college and have a good like, be like, oh, I was first chair in the orchestra. We played in state finals or whatever. You play violin. Violins are the people that get private tutors, like, and that they play with like 3 times a week. You know.
To be honest, for Asian people, it's either you play violin or you play piano. There is no in between. You pick one.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much what that section was filled with. And then you had the occasional like kid that started playing it like really early on and didn't know the commitment they were getting into, and now they're just suffering. Those are really funny. They like started playing it back in like middle school or whatever, and they're just like, wow, this is look, I get to play this little instrument, like my parents showed me it and stuff. Whoa, it's so cool. 5 years down the line, good God, what is that melody? Why is there so many 30-second notes? What the fuck? I'm gonna have to practice for hours just to get half of this right. Yeah, there's a lot of those that didn't try, but the ones that did try were way too good, frankly, and honestly spent way too much time on it. Then you have trash section. Nobody likes trash section.
This is a biased opinion. I think. I don't know. I wasn't in orchestra.
You think?
I don't know. I'm not in orchestra.
I think it's a generally recognized fact that violas are just viola. Like, there's no way to put them. Like,
wait, you're telling me there's like no like general consensus of like who the violas are?
Well, they never play the melody, and they never play the backing lines. Honestly, they're just kind of there.
I mean, aren't they there for harmonic purposes?
Not even really that. Like, that's mostly what the cellos do, because the cellos can match the violins and match the basses. The violas can't. The violas can, like, sort of match the violins and sort of match the cellos, but they can't do the basses, so...
So what the fuck are the violas there for? But, like, are they there to play, like, different melodies, like a counter melody? Like,
honestly...
I'm trying to figure this out.
Honestly, violas always have like the weirdest like actual sections. Like if you see like a viola solo, it is like a rare occurrence. It's like a unicorn. You see a viola solo and you're like, oh my god, what?
You're actually important, huh?
And honestly, right? I mean, technically, as much as everybody hates on violas, I honestly think that if you like took away all the violins and replaced them all with violas and like restructured it around that, wouldn't be bad. But in the place that they're in, like in a standard orchestra, it's kind of weird. So for now, they're still trash section, and the people in there, there's no like standard person that plays a viola. Okay, the standard person that plays a viola is a person that wanted to play violin but didn't really want to full commit to it.
So they're basically just like semi tryhards.
No,
yeah, they're
no,
like
no.
semi.
No. They're the people that they're the people that want to play violin but don't want to practice 8 hours a day. And I'm sure there's gonna be like some like hardcore viola player in the comments that's gonna be like, we try our hearts out, I practice so much. Yeah, but are you first chair violin? I don't think so.
Oh, your first chair viola? Oh, nice try, second place.
Nice try, second place. They're a small section too. There's barely any violas. And
well,
then,
we mean no offense to any of the viola players.
Yes. Trust, we're all one big group. We all love each other and hate each other at the same time.
That's how it is.
We got big violin. We got the cellos. Big violin. Honestly, cellos are kind of a vibe. Like, it's mostly it's people that like they try hard, but they try hard when they feel like it, you know. It's less of an obligation and more of like, you can do it, you know. Like they want to do it. They're not like forced into it and shit.
They're also like actually good players.
Yeah, like they're good players. They're chill. Like they're good, but they're not like good just to be good at it. They're good because they enjoy it and they vibe with it, you know. And the cello solos really good. If you're a cello player, props to you. You're doing the good work.
You haven't even gotten to your section yet.
Giant violin. Man, the basses are such a vibe. Like, I'm gonna be honest, we're probably skill-wise like the worst in the whole orchestra, but that's not because like we're bad. It's because we don't have to be good. Our sections are not complicated. We are just the backbeat. The entire time I have played, there has never been a bass solo, and I don't think there will be.
Well, you were never in what was chamber? Is that what it was called?
I don't think there was never. Well, I watched the chamber concerts, and there was never a bass solo either.
I don't think she ever cared about the basses, to be honest, but bass solos are pretty dope, just so you know.
I mean, yeah, they're really cool, and you can see them in like jazz songs and whatnot, you know. But in a like a big orchestra setting, like you don't see them very often, just because like they're backbeats. It's like having a tuba solo, like it just doesn't happen that much.
Actually, tuba solos happen more often than bass.
Probably more often than bass.
No, they do. No,
but that's
because,
saying
like...
something because those are already rare.
It just has to be a song that revolves around the tuba that, you know, they probably put the tuba as a tuba solo. Like, because I've had tuba solos, so yeah, I would know.
They exist.
But yeah, most of the time it is just like a solo, you're doing the beat by yourself tuba solo. Yeah. Because you don't need more than one tuba on it.
Honestly, my favorite parts, like, because the bass section, we're all just vibing, you know, because we're not like practicing like 10 hours a day. Like, we come in, we like hit the E string. Sometimes my favorite thing we get to do with the bass is there's this one like shit, I forgot what it's called, but there's literally a keynote where you have to smack like your bow against the string and kind of make it bounce. Like, that's a really interesting. Yeah,
string instruments be like,
yeah. No, I just go in and I slide my bow across the E string and I'm happy. I make deep noise in 1/4 time. That's all I do.
1/4 time. You couldn't have said like 4/4 time like regular. You have to say 1/4 time.
Quarter notes is a 1/4 note. Fight me.
Oh my god.
It's true,
right,
and you can't deny it.
Alright, enough of that orchestra bullshit.
Alright, hit me with that band shit. Hit me with that band
Alright, so my semblance to his is I started band in 6th grade, but it's a little weirder than how his was. Instead of him being like, oh, that's a big instrument, I want to play big instrument, I didn't want to be in band in the first place.
Yikes.
I literally went in the band to one of my favorite music teachers of all time. Shout out to Mr. Shives, dope teacher.
Mr. Shives.
Mr. Shives.
I wasn't
He's
even in
dope.
band.
Yeah, everybody knew who Mr. Shives was. He's dope as hell, honestly. And I told him on my first day of 6th grade band that I did not want to be in that class and I was gonna get out. And well, I wonder how that went. been in band, went in marching band, literally still have a trumpet, my own trumpet. I'm getting a trombone soon. I have a drum set. Like, oh my god. It's insane. It's insane how much I went from hating band to literally being probably one of the best brass players there were, and that's because I actually put the time into it. Since you explained the sections, I think I shall now explain every section.
You guys got a whole lot more
We
sections
have
than we
a
do.
lot of sections, unfortunately. So I have to take this piece by piece from the highest to the lowest, and then percussion, because they're in their own category.
They're special.
They're really special. They're very special. So I think the highest we can start with is, you know what? Let's do flutes. Flutes, y'all. I've never seen a male that wasn't Asian be in the flute section and be good. I'm not gonna lie about that for one, because it's always the white girls, the Asian girls, the Indian girls, that one white dude, or that one Asian dude, because there's never more than one. There's never more than one. It is filled with girls, and they're all either really good, mediocre, or just plain bad. Like, please stop playing your instrument. This is no offense to any flute player, by the way, but Jolly's kind of bad sometimes. Like, you gotta practice.
When you hit those high pitches and it's just like my ears.
My ears! No, but like, they just, the bad players could never stay in pitch with the first flute player, so like the second or third flute players would just be like slightly out of pitch. It would be like, and you would hear like the waves, because you can tell they're both out of pitch, and you'd just be like, stop! But it was worse in middle school than it was in high school, because we had 3 separate bands in high school where it separated from the beginners, the people who are kind of good at the class, you know, the mediocre, that's our wind symphony, and then we had wind ensemble. And then later on we had to add one more, but we're not going to get into that. That's not important. I was in wind ensemble. Almost every flute player in wind ensemble, they practiced their literal asses off, like at least 4 hours a day. Almost every single one of them was a girl. I did not know a guy on that flute section at all. Okay, now let's go down a bit. Let's go down to our clarinets. Oh, y'all something, all right? Y'all is something. Because some of y'all are good and some of y'all are bad. And that's everywhere. I don't get it. Like, some of y'all try, and some of y'all just don't. Like, where's the in between? Some of y'all are just really, really good at your instrument, and then the other half of y'all just don't give a shit. And you can never have an equal clarinet section because y'all never play loud enough. No one can hear you. Don't you understand? The band director's telling you to play louder. Play louder. Blow into your instrument. Especially you third clarinets. Y'all got the lowest part. And we can't hear you at all.
Oh, random anecdote. One of the amazing things about playing the bass is that you're double the size of any instrument, so because it relies off reverb, we're so fucking loud compared to all the other sections. So sometimes they have to be like, I think we're the only like music section that like the teachers and directors actually have to say, hey, like quiet that down a bit, like it's too loud.
No, but you have to understand, in literally any band that I've been in, the clarinets have always been the biggest section, right? Like, the brass is pretty big, but they're always less than the clarinets. There are at least 15, maybe 20 people in the clarinet section, and they still can't play loud enough. Really? Like, there are 5 saxophones, and they're playing louder than you!
They're just a bunch of Squidward wannabes, honestly.
Oh my god, they're just... I love y'all clarinets. Y'all are some cool people. Most of y'all are. Some of y'all some tryhards, but y'all still cool too. But, like... y'all gotta play louder, please. I'm just begging. That's all I ever beg for from y'all. Like, cause y'all just don't play loud enough. All right, let me get to my double reeds, cause y'all dope as fuck. Y'all always good players. Y'all always god tier players. I don't get it. Let's talk about the double reed players. There is no in between for double reed players. It's just they are good. The bassoon players that we had at our school, all of them were so fucking good, and they all played different instruments, dude. Like, they played multiple instruments. They could play anything. Oboe players? Okay, now, oboe players, I can't vibe for the oboe players, because you actually have to be really good at the oboe. And you have to practice to get good at that, right? I can't vibe with them, but the bassoon players do. And the bass clarinet players... they're really, really good. And they're always the chillest people you've ever met. Like, they will never get mad. And I don't understand how that happens. I don't get it. It's just, either way, bassoon players, bass clarinet players, y'all chill as fuck. Now we get to the one section that probably everybody in band knows of being like super, super out of tune at all points in time because their instrument is really difficult to play. I'm talking about the mellophones. Well, not the mellophones. I meant to say French horn, because we're talking about it in an orchestra setting, not in a marching band setting. Y'all can't play a fucking instrument. I get it. You put your hand inside, and you have to manually tune it, and it's hard. But, like, you have your one really good player, your one really, really good French horn player. You have your 3 mediocre French horn players that all are next to them. And then you have your one really bad your one really, really bad French horn player that just can't hit the notes ever. I mean, y'all try though. Y'all try. And y'all are usually the nerdiest motherfuckers I've met in my goddamn life. That's not because of what y'all do. It's just like, y'all are extra for no fucking reason. And this is me specifically calling out some French horn players that are actually my friends. Y'all kind of extra, not gonna lie, but it is what it is. Okay. I still have one. I missed the fucking section. I missed the saxophones. Shit. Y'all some jerks. Y'all some jerks. Okay. Y'all saxophone players, big jerks. Can you vibe with me with that one? Or can you really back me up on that one?
I see it a little bit, honestly. They're definitely a little bit uptight about themselves.
No, not uptight. It's like they're trying to be cool when you're in band and you already lost your cool privilege of being the popular kid when you joined band. So just admit it, you're not cool. I don't hate any of y'all, but you try to act more than what you are. At least the rest of the brass section knows that. because they act like band kids. Trust me, no, they definitely do. And I haven't even gotten to the brass section. Oh my god, here we go. Sorry, we have a lot of sections. I'm trying to go through these moderately quickly. Okay, next up, trumpet section. Highest egos out of literally anyone aside in the brass section. They can't compete to the saxophone section, but they try to be just as good as them. But they are the nerdiest, and I mean the actual nerdiest, because they are the people that get all A's in all the classes because they study and they try. Unless you're hot sauce and you don't try, but I'm not gonna call him out too much. Yeah, I'll call him out right now. Hot sauce, just fucking try. It's not that hard, bro. Just practice.
Also, you can't.
You're such a good player.
Also,
for you not to practice.
You can't drive for shit. I literally felt my life in danger as I was driving with you.
Your driver's ed. Companion that was killing.
I was in mortal danger every second you were behind the wheel.
He hasn't gotten better, by the way. He's still a bad driver. My god. Yeah, so that's trumpet section. Next up, we got the what's next? Actually, what would be next? Trombones and baritones. This is the section that I was in because I used to be a trumpet, and then they said, you're kind of a bad trumpet player, go play baritone. And then I was a really good baritone player. And I stayed that way the entire time. Y'all wild. Y'all be doing the stupidest shit for no fucking reason. Y'all do drugs, y'all do weed, y'all just don't care. But like, y'all dumb as shit, y'all my family. I called y'all my family. Most of y'all, okay, most of y'all I call my family, to be honest. But still, I love y'all. I love y'all to death. But y'all extra as shit. Like, holy shit, bro. Y'all also mean as hell. Like, you don't gotta be mean to everybody else in this section because they're not in your section. Because the only people that baritones and trombones would ever talk to is like percussion, saxophones, and if they liked somebody else in another section, they talk to them. It's like, damn, y'all some mean motherfuckers, that's for sure. And then the last, wait, go ahead.
To be fair, the bass section really didn't talk to anybody that wasn't the bass section, but not because we're being mean, just because we're like, we just kind of vibing over here. We don't really want anybody to mess up the vibe.
Yeah, but no, that's the difference. It's because the people in the baritone and trombone section, they did bad shit, and everybody else in the other sections didn't always do bad shit. So you talk to the sections that also do bad shit, like the saxophones and the percussion, because they're the other people that do bad shit. And who's the section that's always getting in trouble? The baritones, the trombones, the saxophones, the percussion. Nice. We all do bad shit. It's so bad, man. God. Last section for the brass is gonna be the tubas. They're kind of like the bass section and the orchestra. They're a little different. Right?
Hey, but do they all have hair below their shoulders regardless of if they're male or female?
No, our hair is also always short. We all have hair, like, it's always up to our neck.
That was the best part about the bass section. 7 years and there was never anybody with hair, like, above their shoulders. It was the best.
Yeah, the tuba section's different because we have such a big instrument, and when you go in marching band, you play a sousaphone, it goes around, like, you can't have hair that long because it fucks with your hair. So all of us kept our hair short.
Our instruments there was no reason for strangle us to death.
Because when you put your tuba, you put your sousaphone on, right? Like it would like, if it was below like your back, right? That shit would like clamp down on your hair. You wouldn't be able to move your head at all. So everybody cut their hair short. Damn. Like no one had hair that was like below their shoulders at all.
The only thing
we all had short hair.
The only thing we had to do is we can't have long fingernails because You have to pluck
Yeah,
strings.
it would get stuck in the strings.
Yeah, or it would
That's
just
not
get
how
cut
that
off.
Oh my god!
Honestly, there was one person who was trying to like he was trying to pluck like a violin string, like, and he actually got his finger caught under it, and it actually got cut off. It was a big issue.
Oh.
Yeah, those strings are thin and they are strong. It's like a buzzsaw. It's not good.
Oh god! I don't want to know any incidents like that. I still have one more section. I'm gonna cry, bro. All right, I'm done. Last section, percussion section. They're just always beating on something. Literally every single one of them.
Whether it's their meat or their drums, it's something.
Oh my god. No, they don't all play drums. Most of them play xylophone. The xylophone players and the marimba players, why are they so fucking good? Like, they practice so much because, holy shit, y'all are fucking good. You know every single scale that I can barely learn my entire chromatic skills. You know every single one, and you can repeat it backwards, for God's sake. Like, y'all are too good for your own fucking good, man. Honestly. Alright, that's all the band sections. There are too many to fucking explain.
There's
I was trying to keep this right.
sections.
Yeah, we have too many sections. I could get into, like, jazz and shit like that, but... Oh, fuck. I'm done. I spent way too long on that. Oh my god.
Hey, you know, this can be, that can be like a cutout later. It's just like, hey, you want to hear Kiri talk about band sections for 10 minutes?
I'm pretty sure that wasn't like 10 minutes.
Yes, it was. I have the recording number.
Wait, it was?
No, it was more like 8 or 9, but it was pretty close to 10.
Holy shit.
Hey, it's fine. It was a vibe. This is the vibe.
It was a
stream.
vibe.
We're just vibing.
Yeah, we're vibing. As I mess with my mic a few bit, and maybe we'll pick it up later when I'm walking around my room and pissing.
It's something. It's something.
Wait, hold up. I gotta burp. Alright, I'm done.
Okay. Now that we're moving off of stuff we did to make music, I want to go into the music we actually listen to, because, you know, listening to stuff that we make, you know, listening to stuff other people
like
make.
the stuff I make.
Yeah.
I like the stuff that I make, but okay.
I don't mind it, but, like, you know, I'd rather listen to something better than me plucking an E string for the
Fair enough.
bass problems.
In your case, bass problems.
Yeah, bass only really, well, I mean, it works in like a jazz setting, or it only works in like an orchestra setting. Like, if you solo bass, it's, I don't know.
That's
like,
just
they
sad,
don't
bro.
really work in solos. Like, they do exist, there is bass solos, but they just don't work that well. Unless it's like, because if you have like a saxophone backing it up, it makes it so much better.
But that's usually in a jazz thing,
Yeah,
so it doesn't matter.
Anyway, music we actually listen to. I have one main story that I want to start this off with. And mostly nowadays I listen to electronic music, and there's something that started all that. So one time I was in the car and I was going camping with my family.
In my mom's car.
In me mom's car.
Sorry, I had to.
And this was a new car, so it had this amazing thing called satellite radio. And it's like, whoa, look at all these channels and shit we get. We get like hundreds of channels. And we're scrolling through it, right? And the one thing that got me into electronic music is Alone by Marshmello came on. And I know Basic Bitch Song, but this actually was way before it got to the main radio stations. Like, people don't realize, before that song got popular on the pop stations, like, it only got popular after it was out for like a year.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I mean, I knew about that song, and I thought it was really, really good. But
Yeah, like
it didn't get popular, and so
Like, it
hit the pop station.
it was weird that, like, I had stopped listening to that song by the time it got to the pop stations, and I'm like, this song's like old. Why are people just now figuring out about it?
Maybe because he just hit mainstream at that
I think
time?
he just hit mainstream. People are just like, whoa, we, like, either that or like they had to like test people's reaction to it. Be like, is this non-pop song okay for general listening? Question mark.
That'd be like a whole year to test people's reaction on electronic music.
Dude,
When electronic music was already like popping at the time.
I mean,
So,
honestly,
no, that would take way too long. I think it
Honestly,
just didn't get the hype it deserves.
yeah. Nowadays, mainstream, like, there's a lot of mainstream electronic music, and a lot of it's really bad.
Yo, it's so trash. I can't stand that shit.
I used to like listen to the mainstream electronic artists back when they like weren't mainstream, like back like what 2014 or something,
2014,
stuff like that. I was like a massive
Yeah.
Tiesto fan. Tiesto was a vibe back then, but now he's just like super basic music, and I'm like, what happened, man?
He just started reusing all of his beats because he knows that it works. Well, not reusing, but like just doing similar sounding tracks like over and over again.
I don't even
And,
like Marshmello that much anymore.
I liked him at first, and then he hit mainstream, and then I stopped liking him altogether. And that's not because he hit mainstream; it's just because when most EDM artists hit mainstream, like their music just kind of gets stagnant and the same,
Well,
and like you've heard it before.
in
Like,
Marshmello's
okay.
case, he started doing a lot of collaborations with singers, and he kind of like relegated himself to a backbeat on a lot of songs, and I'm like, but you're really good when you
but
are
he's
the
such a good
song.
solo beat though.
Like, you don't need to be the backbeat for some just mainstream singer. Like, you can do your own music. But anyway,
Honestly, I wish he didn't do that. But
Anyway.
it is what it is.
I was just in the car, and that song came on, and like I didn't know what it was because I was like, I hadn't really like looked into electronic music very much, and and honestly, like I had a friend in the car, and I'm just like, man, this song's such a vibe, like this is really cool, and he's just like, really, this is kind of a weird song, and I'm like, but no, listen to it, like it's kind of a vibe. He kind of looked at me like I'm weird. but but yeah, and ever since then I've been like really just super into electronic music. I can't even say what specific genres because like I like a bit of everything. Like bounce really good, give me Melbourne bounce, like happy hardcore, glitch pop, just anything really.
Yes, give me the glitch pop, bro.
Glitch pop is
Glitch
great.
pop. That shit fucking. I like neo-funk actually. I've been listening to a lot of neo-funk.
Yeah, and some of the weird genres, like I mean, industrial's pretty good, and then you can get By the way, if anybody hears the background music to this podcast, this is like kind of a vibe playlist for me. So there you go. There's some music taste right there.
If only y'all knew what it was.
Well, it's the music taste. It's just a vibe.
I mean, it's
music
definitely
taste.
yeah, it's still a vibe. Like I'd
It's
still
a
listen
vibe.
to it, but also.
Bruh.
I
Alright.
won't get into it.
That's for a later topic. That's for a later topic. I'm sure maybe some people might know this music and where it comes from and whatnot. Alright, you go.
What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
What was
for me?
that?
I don't
I thought you were
know.
trying to like transition, and I was like, alright, take the floor, but it was just you making a noise.
Yeah. I literally lost whatever the fuck I was doing, and I just.
You're doing something, I guess.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I'll take the floor. Shit. How did my music taste is so fucking all over the place. It is. There is not a word that can goddamn describe it. So, if you didn't know, because I know most of you don't know this, I am a very mixed individual.
I mean, yeah.
I'm the whitest black person you've ever heard in your fucking life, and yes, I am black.
But,
I
oh
just
my
don't
god,
sound it.
shocker. I'm shook.
Wow, Killy, that's so funny that you're not the first person to ever think that ever. Wow. Round of applause. Yay.
Oh no,
Okay.
20% of our audience unsubscribed. Oh no.
Oh my god. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh my god.
So basically, a lot of my music taste has been kind of surrounded by where I am at the time. So when I was really young, I listened to a lot of black R&B stuff from like the 80s, the 90s, and somewhat the 70s, like Motown Funk, Boys to Men, New Temptations, like all of the classic black shit that literally any black person has ever heard of, right? Also some like rap artists mixed in there as well. Then as I started getting older, maybe towards, I'm gonna say like middle school, like 5th grade to middle school era, I started listening to Broadway stuff because I started getting into acting, kind of, not really. Is I started doing plays for like my school, and I found that kind of interesting. I mean, also at the same time, I was getting into band, and I was getting into like orchestral pieces and like some of the classics, and I thought those were pretty cool. At the same time, I was listening to mainstream music, maybe some pop stuff, and then I think it was like 7th grade. What was it? 7th grade, Undertale came out, right? Was it 7th grade?
Shit if I know.
Fuck, I don't know either. But Undertale came out, right? And that entire soundtrack was fucking bussin'. That shit was nice. And that actually that became literally like the only thing I would listen to in like class. I just listen to Undertale music, which is so saddening, honestly. And if it wasn't for Killy, I don't think I ever would have gotten to EDM as much as I did, because he introduced me to EDM, and I was like, wow, this shit's like fucking fire, bro.
To be fair, the Undertale soundtrack is electronic, so you're just expanding.
It's basically EDM. Well, yeah, but like it's video game soundtrack, so it's a little different.
Yeah, I mean, it's still in the genre, just because it's in a video game.
For the most part, yeah. It's like it's you gave me like what EDM like is supposed to be,
true.
Like
besides
what it's basically what it's generalized as. And he was one that introduced me to EDM, and then I kind of at some point at the beginning of high school was like falling out of love with like mainstream music, because I started hearing all of the same shit over and 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 over again. Oh my god, all of it was just so bland and boring and the same. So I just kind of stopped listening to it at some point. I didn't care, and I started going into more underground stuff. Stuff like, I kind of want to shout out some of my smaller artists on SoundCloud.
Shout them out.
It's not like I'm gonna get much rap anyway, so I might as well do it. My favorite artist at the current moment is Love Sad Kid. He makes amazing R&B lo-fi mixes with his rapping over it, and all he does is rap about love, and it's so good. It's like, you don't understand how much passion he puts in his fucking music. And like, it's just like I'm literally gushing as I like speak about this dude and like his great music. He put out an album not too long ago called Growth, and it was basically an expansion of like all the shit that he had made for the past like 2 years in like 2017. Like, sorry, it's been, what is it, 2021? And he started in like 2017. Like all of that shit that he had made back then, right? And he's making music about how he's gone out of that phase, and like he's doing new shit now, and it's like he's got to keep working. He's got to hard work. Like, this dude is actually so fucking good at making music, and man, I love that guy. Also, some EDM artists that people probably haven't heard of. We got Sketch Day, great artist. We got Kobayashi, good music. Patsu's just good. Go listen to Patsu. That's technically not mainstream, but like, he's such a good artist. We got Elijah who does lo-fi remixes of a lot of like rap songs that are just really chill and like kind of low, like slower you down. I got some more artists that are similar to Love Sad Kid. We got Atwood, people that do on the same tracks and stuff. We got Neldward, like one of my like really good EDM artists that also sing over his tracks. We got Lando, like, bro, I could go on and on about the shit that I listen to that's underground, because underground music is so much better than anything I've heard mainstream, because so much passion is just put into their work. And I listen to a little bit of everything now because of like my background and listening to all of the old school stuff and listening to some new school stuff. Some stuff kind of hits, some stuff kind of doesn't. It's just like, I like to listen to music because there's always a new experience in everything that you listen to, and you're always going to get something new out of that new artist that you find, even if it's not good, even if it's a little bad. And I can kind of relate this a little bit into what I do in VR chat a little bit. So I find artists, or not necessarily artists, but singers, people that play their guitar in VR chat and criticize them because I feel that they can be better singers. And whether they take that good or bad is just straight facts. Is like, I want them to be better at the music that they make, and they make such good music as well, and not all of their voices are refined, but it's the fact that you're giving them that little bit of criticism that just kind of makes them go farther than where they were in the first place. I have musical experience. I've done plays, I've been in band, I've done marching band. Like, I know what I'm talking about. And I also have a little bit of relative pitch, so it helps. But if you like music, sorry, I'm not done yet. I had to breathe. I'm sorry. If you like music and you listen to music and you want to make your own music, by all means do it, because it's a passion that only you can understand. And if you want other people to understand your passion, then you got to make it. You got to experiment with it. No other way to do that than making it, right? All right, I'm done. Sorry, that was a little bit of a really long tangent.
Yeah, it's fine. You know, I mean, having like a varied music taste, like, I think, like, because I also dabble in a little bit of every genre, mostly a little bit of everything that's got like some sort of energy to it. I usually don't like slower things. Like, I can't do country. I can't do like really slow orchestral. I like faster pitch, faster speed. Faster pitch, yeah. Faster pitch.
Pitch go fast.
Pitch go fast. To be fair, usually in a higher tempo song, the pitches change more often, therefore pitch go fast.
No. If
pitch change fast, pitch go fast.
I'm not gonna argue that.
Pitch go fast.
Whatever. Fuck it. Fine.
Pitch go fast. Fine. But yeah, basically anything like that. Particularly, I think the one exception to that rule, though, because like, okay, there's a lot of weird genres. Specifically, if you've never heard of chap hop is a treasure. That is one of the weirdest genres you can find, and it's honestly a joy to listen to.
I don't think you've ever talked about.
I have.
You have? No,
well, to you,
but remember.
Yeah, you don't remember, but it's a very fun genre. Very, I mean, if you hate British people, you're gonna hate it, but it's a very British genre.
Alright, that's probably why you didn't talk about it with me.
Well, no, I did talk about it with you. You just forgot. I even showed you some artists. But anyway, I'm not gonna name drop any of my artists, I don't think, but I will say this.
I did do that a fucking lot, so let's not do it anymore.
Bro, you started going down your whole playlist. You were just like, this artist, this artist, this artist.
Shut up, okay?
Hey, it's fine. You're passionate about it. It's good.
I love music.
Dude, music. Oh, okay. One thing that I do with music is that if I'm doing like some menial task, like homework or laundry or something, or just cleaning, I need music in the background. It completely changes the experience to me. If you make me do homework with music and make me do homework without music, I'll take like twice as long if it's without music, because I just need to start vibing and get into it. It helps me so much, like, just to get through it, you know. It's add a little something. But anyway, that's a bit of a tangent. Back to my expanded genres and stuff. A lot of what got me into like different genres of music besides electronic was video games, because there's a lot of good game soundtracks. Like,
oh man, I'm gonna talk about this. I want to talk about the classic, like the very first thing, like the very first game that like really got me into listening to like video game soundtracks was like probably Halo. Halo 3 soundtrack, bro. That shit goes absolutely fucking bonkers. And I'm trying to show you when we play the game, but like, oh, if you played Halo, I don't gotta explain shit. That soundtrack literally speaks for itself.
I mean, honestly,
It's
I've
so
heard
fucking good.
heard some of the soundtrack without even playing it, just because it makes its rounds, you know.
Well, yeah, it is the meme, literally. It is literally the meme. Everybody starts going into the orchestral harmonies and bullshit, and they can't fucking do it ever. There's always one person that gets off harmony, and you can hear it so bad. But, woo, yeah, that game started, for me, that started all of my, like, music bullshit for the most part. Especially on video games. You want to talk about the... Actually, I've already talked about my favorite video game soundtrack, so I'm gonna let him talk about his. Shut up.
That's interesting. Honestly, I don't think I could pick a favorite soundtrack off a video game, although I can choose some that stand out. Like, particularly for me. So, I'm into blues rock. And the reason I'm into blues rock, which is a weird transition.
I know what you're gonna go into.
Which is a weird transition from electronic, but there's this indie game, or it was an indie game. It's slightly bigger now that the sequel came out. Rebel Galaxy. Like,
I fucking knew it.
You can't say that's not a good soundtrack.
I'm not saying it's not a good soundtrack. I'm just saying I knew exactly where you were going as soon as you said blues rock, and I was just like, oh, you're going to Rebel
if anybody's
Galaxy,
seen Firefly, imagine Firefly but a video game, and that's essentially what it is, and the soundtrack perfectly complements that. You just got these like amazing just rock tracks that are banging it out. Like you're middle of a space dogfight, you just got you got the drums, you got the guitar. Oh, it's good. And
honestly, I'm not gonna lie, that soundtrack's fucking banger.
It's such a banger, and honestly, like I have that as my ringtone, I have that as my alarm.
That's almost as bad as my fucking my ringtone used to be.
Oh yeah, you had your Persona 5 ringtone for a while.
Yeah, but that's when I was like, I don't want to get into the Persona soundtrack, but Persona 5 Royal soundtrack, literally a fucking banger. It is jazz, it is stylish, it is really fucking good. Like, it's probably one of the best singers I've ever heard in all of video game soundtracks. It is just, like, that is one of my favorite games of all time. Like, actually my favorite game of all time. But that soundtrack just doesn't have, like, the emotional value that Undertale has, so it's a little different for me. That's all. That's the only reason. Like, it's my second favorite soundtrack of all time.
Honestly.
But Undertale just has an emotional value that you don't get in a lot of games.
I feel like one of the games that was, like, one of my first games with, like, a soundtrack that I really vibe to was Forza Horizon 2. And
why is it always a fucking card?
Well, when I was younger, I really liked racing games, and I still do.
Of course you did!
I mean, Forza Horizon 2 was, like, one of my first Xbox games, like, when I was moving away from the Wii. So, you know. And don't get me wrong, some of the Wii soundtrack's pretty good. That Wii Sports soundtrack,
Yo, Wii Sports soundtrack, go hard!
We got the Me Channel theme. Yeah.
Honestly,
Wii Shop Channel theme.
There's some jazz arrangements of, like, shit that I've seen. It's just so fucking good. Honestly, Wii is the classic. It'll never leave the entirety of it.
But no, that was probably the first Xbox game that I got, and listening to, like, the radio stations on that game, there's a few songs that I still see popping up today, and I'm like, that's from, holy shit, that's from all the way back then. It wasn't amazing, but, like, it's probably my first, like, soundtrack experience. Oh, one thing I want to talk about. Game that does soundtracks really interestingly, Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Oh, yeah, because the entire sound... Oh, okay. Yeah, you can explain it. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's like... They don't try to have a soundtrack that's in the background. They have the characters make the soundtrack, which is just like the characters are just singing while you're sailing around, and that is the soundtrack, and it's a good soundtrack. Like,
I mean, honestly, yeah, all of the sea shanties are fucking dope.
Yeah, like
I don't know any of them by heart, but like they're really good.
I don't think there's any other game that does that to that extent. And it's not like it
But then
doesn't have a
again-
soundtrack, because it does have some background songs, but like,
It also has battle music, but like,
yeah.
okay.
Okay, nobody cares about the
Okay.
battle music. That game kind of got me into sea shanties. Sea shanties are a very good genre, and I know there's the whole thing about TikTok and them blowing them up and stuff, but if you don't want to hear Wellerman for the 10th millionth time, there's other sea shanties besides Wellerman. Please listen to other ones. God damn.
There are other good ones actually. That's
There's a ton of
surprisingly
other
enough.
good ones. There's like hundreds of other good ones because, you know, sailors were bored and they made a lot of songs.
They had nothing else better to do, so they said, "Sure, let's write a fucking song about that."
Because
fucking
believe
bitches? Yeah, let's make a song about fucking bitches.
Believe it or not, they didn't just sing Wellerman over and over again on the 6-month voyage. I both love and hate the fact that that's gotten popular again. Because on one hand, good that more people are seeing sea shanties. On the other hand, why is it just that one?
It's just a
It's a good sea shanty, but goddamn, there's more variety.
Well, because people on TikTok want to do everything that's popular, so by chance they only do Wellerman because that's the one that originally got the biggest fame. So, yada yada yada, echo chamber. Go burr.
I need my endorphins from that like button. Click the button, give me brain juice.
You should subscribe to our channel and click the like button. Thank you.
Give us that brain juice. Leave us a comment so we feel
Give
like we're
us
validated.
endorphins. Thank you to the one person that left the comment last time.
Bro, they left 2 whole comments? Oh my god. You know, if we ever
actually check the fucking channel.
if we ever Well, what do you think? It's our fucking channel. You think I'm not gonna check it?
I thought you weren't because I check it too.
I'm the
I check
one
it, like-
recording it. I'm gonna check it. If not just to see how the recording came out.
I mean, yeah, I do it too. I mean, we both. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're getting way too much into this.
Anyway, give us endorphins. Moving on. Let's move on to rhythm games, because that is
yes,
so
yes.
we're combining music and our other hobby, video games. I guess we talked about game
Video
soundtracks already,
games.
but
Well,
let's
we
talk
already did
about
that, so it
let's
doesn't
talk
matter.
about where the soundtrack is the gameplay, where the you
I think I should start this one. No,
yeah,
I should
yeah,
definitely
you have a
start
bit
this
more
one.
experience. You go.
So I don't have a bad past with rhythm games, but I do have a very interesting past. I'm not the best rhythm gamer, right? But I am pretty damn good when it comes down to it. So the first rhythm game I ever played, which is this is gonna be really fucking hard to even say in the first place. I think it was DDR. And this was like the old PlayStation 2 DDR with the DDR dance pad.
Okay, before you say that, let me say something.
What?
Technically, Just Dance meets all the requirements of a rhythm game.
Oh my god. No, but like you can just shake the fucking controller and it doesn't really count.
But technically,
and I get that.
Technically, it meets the definition. So if you played
It
Just
meets the
Dance when you were
definition.
younger, that was your first rhythm game.
I'm not saying that Just Dance was my real first rhythm game that requires accurate note pressing was DDR for the PlayStation 2. I don't remember what you did. Okay, so it was a really bad DDR. So it wasn't just DDR, it was High School Musical DDR.
Oh my god. Nice.
I fucking hated it, by the way. I was really good at it.
Wait, did we both have rhythm games we first played that we hated?
I hated that game. But then, like, right after I got actual DDR. So, because we had the dance pad already, so I could just use the dance pad again.
Alright.
So, the songs got so bad at some point that I actually had to put something behind me to hold on to and press the buttons with my feet, because you don't understand this, but when you're playing DDR and you're just playing it with your feet, there's a specific way you're supposed to do it to be able to press some of the faster notes, right? And this sounds so fucking weird because I'm an old DDR player, but this is what I used to do as a kid. So I used to put a chair behind me. It used to be very stable, as stable as I can get it. hold on to the chair, and when the notes got really fast, we're talking like 240 BPM.
Nice.
And the chair's right behind me. Like, you need sound effects because that's what it sounded like. DDR, like actual DDR, when I go to like when I see it in like Dave and Buster's, and somebody watches me play like an extreme level of DDR, and they're just like, "How the fuck are you doing that?" And I was just like,
"He's beginning to
"Don't ask."
believe."
And you literally, it would go a little like this. I would be like, "Yeah, don't ask. I got it. I've been doing this for a long time." And every single time I play DDR in like a Dave and Buster's, like I'll literally have a crowd around me every time I get to like the last level, and I almost lose on the last level because I can't fucking do it because they get too fucking hard. Like, you don't get it. They get really difficult. Anyway, that was my first encounter with rhythm games. After that, I went to Osu, and I wasn't very good at clicking. I can tell you that right now. I was really bad at clicking. But you know what I was good at? I was good at catch the beat. And I'm gonna get some flack for that. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But I was a top 5. I was a 5-digit catch the beat player.
Call yourself out. Call yourself out.
I am calling myself out. I was a 5-digit catch the beat player, and that sounds so sad, honestly, because I was actually really fucking good at it. And I played some like ranked songs. I never got above like 1,000. Sorry.
Nice.
Holy shit, these burps are getting out of control. I never got above like 1,000 on one particular song, but I can tell you that I could beat that and probably full clear it, but I couldn't perfect. I was still really fucking good at it though. And then after that, I went to go play, I think I played like some solo rhythm games, and then I also became a mobile rhythm gamer at the same time. Don't question it, alright? I was still really fucking good. It doesn't matter. Anyway.
It's still better than you.
Now I play some FNF mods. Just some, not too much. And I find them fairly interesting. And when I get a VR set, I'm going to grind the fuck out of Beat Saber.
If anybody watches this in the future where this game isn't popular anymore, that's Friday Night Funking.
Yeah, I guess.
Because at some point, that abbreviation's not going to make any sense anymore.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to play Beat Saber, and I'm going to be top 100. I claim it. In existence right
Top
now.
100? No way. Have you seen them? There's nothing up there that isn't like a god among men. Alright. I used to be a top 20,000 Beat Saber player, and I'm no longer top 20,000. Because I stopped playing for like a year, and then I got to top 50,000, and now I'm like 45,000. I'm working my way back down. But, honestly, probably the best rhythm game that I've played. That game is so fucking good. That and Thumper. If Thumper is not classed as a rhythm game, it is classed as a rhythm violence game. Is what the devs have defined it as, the genre. So
it's just a fucking rhythm game. They're not special.
It is a rhythm. No, I think it is. It is a rhythm game where not only do you die, but you also kill other people, and it's like very visceral. Like, imagine if you've never seen Thumper, you're literally careening down a track, like bouncing off walls and like smacking into things and like launch. It's very cool. Highly recommend you watch gameplay, preferably not when you're high, because you will trip out. That game is...
Ooh, that game is something. It will make you feel something if you do it high, and I'm not saying that I have done it before.
It is literally...
I don't fucking recommend it.
It is literally an interdimensional combat rhythm game, so that can give you an idea of the visuals.
Just look up a YouTube video and you'll figure it out.
Good game, though. I have also A-ranked all of that. I cannot S-rank, though. I am not that good. Not at that game.
I have almost S-ranked the entire game, but I just haven't put the effort into it.
Good luck S-ranking 9 Infinity.
The last level? Yeah, I kind of gave up at that point.
Honestly.
Level, it is so bullshit. I can't, bro.
But yeah.
can't.
I think so. I actually, when I first started playing rhythm, like the first rhythm game I had, I actually did have a Guitar Hero on the Wii. I just never got into it.
Oh,
But I did
know
play
something
that.
funny? Want to know something funny?
Yeah.
Before I got, well, this is like midway through me getting out of Osu. I got DJ Hero on my Xbox.
I mean, if it worked.
And, I mean, not that it's bad or anything. It was definitely a fun rhythm game. Actually, to be entirely honest, if I could ever play that game again, I would want to finish it. The only reason I never did is because my DJ set actually fucking broke.
Yikes.
Yeah, so I couldn't finish the game. And I got really pissy. And I was like, okay, whatever, fine, fuck it. But if I could ever play DJ Hero again, I would want to go through the entire fucking game. Like, honestly, I would want to play that game again. That game was dope. It was. And there were, like, a lot of EDM songs on there that I had never heard before. Also, some ones that I definitely heard before. That was another thing about the music thing. It doesn't really matter, but still, like, good fucking game. Like, if you have DJ Hero, go play that shit. That shit's fun as hell. And it's actually, like, kind of stylistic because you kind of do actually feel like a DJ. Like, it's kind of reminiscent to that. So go play DJ Hero.
Do it. Honestly, like, those kind of rhythm. See, I feel like rhythm games really benefit from, like, weird design and stuff. Cause like
weird
yeah,
in what
like,
fashion?
Even the earliest rhythm games like DDR and Guitar Hero, probably like some of the earliest proper rhythm games, is neither of them were traditional in how you controlled them. One was stepping on something, one you had to have like a specialized controller for, and you know, like and then more modern rhythm games, like I guess Friday Night Funkin' is pretty standard in the controls, but stuff like Beat Saber and whatnot is like you're
I guess Osu's different too.
Yeah, Osu,
because you're literally clicking fucking circles.
Yeah, there's no other game that like controls like it's a really unique kind of like design in that.
I mean, then there are the really basic ones like the 4 lanes that are really fun. Well, I do like 4 lanes.
There's okay. There's another rhythm game I have to mention.
There's another
it's another VR game. It is called Pistol Whip. And
I knew you were gonna bring this shit up. I fucking forgot about it, but you were like,
it is. How can you like? Okay, so if you've ever seen the club scene from John Wick where he has to fire to the beats to mask the sound of his bullets, imagine that, but a video game.
You really like these movie references today. You're spot on today.
Well, I mean, I'm giving people a reference because, like, if I just describe a game where you shoot on the rhythm, it doesn't really do it justice. You know, it has like a whole kind of aesthetic and vibe going to it. You know. Fair enough. Yeah. Like, shooting on the rhythm could mean anything. That could just mean you have like a fucking AK and you're just blasting at full power. You know. No, like this is like precision, like. It's very good. I also highly recommend you watch gameplay. If you watch like a really good person on that gameplay, they will go crazy. It's like they are styling on the enemies. They're fucking dancing on them.
I mean, most of the ones that I have watched, yeah, they are literally dancing on the fucking enemies.
Like they are flexing on them.
You're just like a fuck nerd.
Bro, you got killed by some dancing anime girl with a pistol.
She doesn't even fucking care. She's just fucking waving her shit in the air, bro.
She's just vibing. Let her vibe. Good shit. Honestly.
Got anything else that you
want
to say?
I don't. We're past the 1 hour mark. We probably should.
Oh wait, for real?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Woo, long episode. Woo.
Long episode.
Well, it's probably because we have super long tangents.
We did have well, that's what we're here for. You read the description, guys. It's maybe more tangents and possibly the main topic.
Wow, it's almost like sometimes we don't even go on topic sometimes.
There is no topic. The topic is a suggestion.
Yeah, we're not.
That is
it's a suggestion. Just like I can't actually say that. I was gonna say something so bad.
Do what you want.
No, I can't. No, I literally can't actually.
Oh shit.
Because I'm pretty sure YouTube will actually fucking take down
I
the
guess you're
video.
just gonna have to use your imagination.
Use your imagination, guys. It's been a very fun and relaxing, kind of relaxing episode.
Kind of a
because I'm
vibe.
always loud. Yeah, I'm always loud. Get used to it, bitch.
I didn't say anything.
I wasn't talking to you. I was
I-
talking to the audience.
Just fucking end it. Just fucking do your outro. Do your outro.
Hey, bye.
Trash outro.